Work-life balance. Build a career without breaking your life. Welcome to Inspire 7, the podcast where clarity truly meets purpose and where we empower you to design a life that thrives, not just survives. I'm your host, and today we're bravely challenging one of the most pervasive modern myths, a silent agreement that has driven far too many of us to the brink. The dangerous idea that sustainable success must inevitably come at the brutal cost of your well-being. We are diving deep into one of the most misunderstood, frequently overlooked, and frankly, often abused concepts in professional life: work-life balance. But let's be crystal clear from the outset. We're not talking about the idealized, Instagram-filtered version of work-life balance that's sold on glossy corporate posters or celebrated in LinkedIn hashtags. That's a mirage. We're talking about the version that's real, the messy, imperfect, constantly shifting, and deeply personal reality that is absolutely essential to your long-term success and sanity. It's not a destination, it's a dynamic process. Today, we go beyond just identifying the problem of imbalance. We're going to explore practical frameworks, unpack essential emotional truths, and most importantly, equip you with the tools to reclaim your power. This episode is about enabling you to consciously design a life that truly works and lives, not just one that endlessly produces without nourishing your soul. It's time to stop the frantic chase for more and start building a life that feels whole. Let's begin. Intro music fades out completely. Why we're all tired. Let's call it what it is, without sugarcoating. Most people today are not just physically exhausted, they are deeply, profoundly drained emotionally and mentally. It's a pervasive fatigue that settles in your bones, clouds your mind, and dampens your spirit. Think about the symptoms you might be experiencing or witnessing in those around you. You're working ridiculously long hours, often blurring the lines between weekdays and weekends, morning and night. You're answering emails after dinner, on vacation, and even in the middle of the night, feeling an invisible tether to your device. You're attending what feels like an endless parade of meetings that seem utterly pointless, draining your energy without producing real outcomes. You're sacrificing precious weekends without true rest or rejuvenation, only to start Monday feeling even more depleted than you did on Friday. You're juggling relentless deadlines at work, while simultaneously trying desperately to be present, engaged, and loving at home with your family or friends, often feeling like you're failing at both. Your hobbies, the things that once brought you joy and excitement, are quietly gathering dust. Your personal relationships feel strained, often squeezed into the margins of your overloaded schedule. You might even be ghosting your own wellness routines, the workouts, the mindful moments, the healthy meals. And what's worse, we've collectively normalized this state of perpetual exhaustion. We call it being dedicated or showing initiative. We wear busy like a badge of honor, a twisted symbol of our perceived importance or ambition. We even subtly judge those who don't seem as busy, labeling them as less committed. And slowly, insidiously, we start to shrink. Our creativity dwindles, our relationships fray, our joy dims, and our health declines. The harsh truth is, work-life balance isn't just broken anymore. It's been almost entirely replaced with burnout, skillfully disguised as ambition. We are celebrated for pushing past our limits, for sacrificing our personal lives, for being always on, even when it breaks us down. So, how exactly did we get here? How did this become the default mode of operation for so many talented, driven individuals? The root issue isn't simply that there's too much work to do, although that can certainly be a factor. The deeper problem lies in a combination of three critical elements: unclear priorities, undefined or non-existent boundaries, and a pervasive tendency towards unconscious living. We respond to every demand, every notification, every perceived urgency without a filter. We didn't consciously choose this exhausting imbalance. No one wakes up and says, "Today, I choose to be completely overwhelmed and miserable." Instead, we drifted into it. We said yeses one too many times. We didn't set firm boundaries when we should have. We succumbed to external pressures, and little by little, the scales tipped irrevocably towards work, leaving our lives starved of attention and energy. But here's the genuinely good news, the beacon of hope in this often bleak landscape. What was drifted into can absolutely be consciously redesigned. You have the power to steer your ship back to a healthier course. to build a life where your career thrives without your soul withering. Redefining balance. Before we dive into the how, let's shatter a persistent, debilitating myth right now. Balance does not, and never will, mean giving perfectly equal time to work and life. The idea of a rigid 50-50 split is not only unrealistic, but often creates more stress when it's unattainable. Life doesn't work in neat, symmetrical halves. Instead, real balance means honoring the right priorities at the right time. It's about fluidity, responsiveness, and conscious allocation of your most precious resources, your time and your energy. Think of it less like a rigid seesaw and more like a dynamic, beautiful jazz performance. The beauty isn't in rigid adherence to a beat, but in the rhythm, the improvisation, the ebb and flow, the moments of intense focus followed by periods of rest and harmony. Or consider it like a master painter. They don't give equal time to every single color. They use each one with intention at the right moment to create a harmonious masterpiece. So, what does real, authentic work-life balance feel and look like in your daily life? It's not about perfect symmetry. It's about waking up without a pervasive sense of dread, but instead with a feeling of purpose and manageable energy. When in dedicated, protected time for your physical health, for the relationships that truly nourish you, and for the hobbies and passions that light up your soul. Knowing when to truly turn it off to close your laptop, to put away your phone and feeling zero guilt about stepping away, because you know you've done what's necessary and prioritized yourself. While producing quality, impactful work during your dedicated work hours, without feeling like you're constantly drowning or sacrificing your mental stability. Its ability to pivot when life demands it, to fully engage in a family emergency without worrying about work, and then to fully engage in a demanding work project without your home life suffering excessively. Balance, in its truest form, is deeply personal, unique to your values and your circumstances, and always wonderfully fluid. It's less about having more hours in the day, because we all have the same 24, and profoundly more about using those hours with profound intentionality and awareness. It's about making conscious choices about where your energy flows. Now, let's break down this concept into a practical working model that you can start implementing today. The 4-element framework of real balance. To help you build this intentional balance, I've developed a simple yet powerful 4-element model I call the LIFE framework. Each letter represents a crucial pillar in redesigning your relationship with work and life. L, lifestyle design. Many people feel they have a time problem. I just don't have enough time. But the truth is, you rarely have a time problem. You have a design problem. Your schedule isn't working for you because you haven't intentionally designed it. You've allowed it to be designed for you by external demands. To shift this, approach your weeks with a deliberate design mindset. Find anchor non-negotiables. Before you even glance at your work calendar, identify and block out your absolute non-negotiables for the week. These are your foundational life commitments. This could be dedicated family dinner time, specific workout slots, a fixed weekly date night, your sacred morning routine, or even just an hour of uninterrupted alone time for reading or reflection. These are the stones that must be placed in your jar first. And plan your life before you plan your work. This is a radical shift for many. Instead of squeezing life into the gaps work leaves, you define your life priorities first, and then integrate work around them. Get your personal calendar filled with these anchors before you open your work calendar to accept meetings or tasks. Once you're numb, blocking to protect what matters. Once your non-negotiables are set, extend time blocking to protect your focus work periods, your creative time, and even periods for deep rest. Treat these blocks like non-negotiable appointments. You wouldn't skip a meeting with your CEO. Apply that same respect to your own protected time. Tip: start your week with a Sunday reset ritual. This is not just a to-do list session. Dedicate 30-60 minutes to review, look back at the past week. What went well? Where did you feel drained? What could have been handled differently? Reflect. How are you feeling emotionally, mentally, physically? What are your core priorities for the upcoming week, both professionally and personally? What lessons can you carry forward? Rebuild. Based on your review and reflection, strategically plan your calendar. Block out your non-negotiables first. Schedule your focus work. Identify key boundaries you need to set. This proactive design sets you up for a week of intentional living, not reactive chaos. My inner compass. True, sustainable balance is impossible without a profound level of self-awareness. You must understand your own operating system. Without knowing your internal landscape, you're just reacting to external stimuli. Ask yourself, with brutal honesty and without judgment, what genuinely drains my energy? Is it specific types of tasks? Certain meetings? People? Endless social media scrolling? Identify your energy leaks. Be specific. What truly energizes me? Is it a morning run? Deep creative work? Time in nature? Meaningful conversation? Solitude? Identify your energy sources, the activities that make you feel truly alive and recharged. What do I keep doing just to please others, even if it exhausts me or goes against my instincts? This often reveals areas where your boundaries are weak or where you're prioritizing external validation over internal well-being. Recognizing these patterns is key to reclaiming your power. If your calendar, your to-do list, and your daily actions are not a direct reflection of your core values and what truly energizes you, then your stress levels will always inevitably outrun your capacity for rest and rejuvenation. Your inner compass must guide your outer actions. Tip: do a priority audit monthly. Set aside time to assess. Are your current actions and commitments truly aligned with your stated values and top priorities? Are you spending your time and energy on what genuinely matters to you? Are you living in integrity with yourself, or are you primarily driven by obligations, external pressures, or what you think you should be doing? Invest on this audit. What one thing can you eliminate, delegate, or renegotiate to bring your actions closer to your values? This exercise reveals where your energy is being misspent and where you need to course correct. Focus flow. In our hyper-connected, notification-driven world, multitasking has been glorified, but the truth is, multitasking is a myth. Our brains don't actually do multiple things simultaneously. They rapidly switch between tasks, leading to reduced efficiency, increased errors, and higher mental fatigue. Focus, deep, uninterrupted focus, is the future of meaningful work. It's where real impact is made. To cultivate focus flow and leverage your peak productivity, work in deep, uninterrupted blocks. Experiment with structured focus periods. A highly effective model is the 90 minutes on, 15 minutes off cycle. Dedicate 90 minutes to one single, complex task or project with absolutely no distractions. Commit to that one thing. Then, take a true 15-minute break, step away from your screen, stretch, grab water, clear your head, or do something completely non-work related. Repeat 3x daily for deep work. Aim for 2-3 such deep work blocks per day. This concentrated effort allows you to achieve more in less time than scattering your attention across an entire day. It trains your brain for sustained concentration, building your focus muscle over time. Done. Tip: install apps that block distractions during your focus zones. Tools that temporarily block social media sites, email notifications, or even specific apps can be invaluable. Turn off all non-essential notifications on your phone and computer. Let people know you're entering a focus zone and will respond later. Put up a do not disturb sign. Protect this time fiercely. It's where your most impactful work happens. Energy economics. You are a human being with finite resources. You are absolutely not a robot. The biggest mistake people make in striving for balance is trying to manage time without managing their energy. Time is fixed. Energy is fluid and renewable if you prioritize its replenishment. Balance requires a deep understanding and consistent investment in your personal energy economics. Deep rest. This goes beyond just sleep. It's truly restorative sleep, but also conscious relaxation, time away from screens, silent reflection, and simply doing nothing productive. Rest is not a luxury. It's a fundamental operating system for your brain and body. Without it, your cognitive function, emotional regulation, and physical health all decline. In nutrition and movement, fuel your body with nourishing, whole foods and engage in consistent physical activity. These aren't just good habits for vanity, they are fundamental pillars of sustained energy, mood regulation, and cognitive function. Even small daily choices here, a walk, a healthy meal, make a huge difference in your energy levels and resilience. Find space for nothingness. Intentionally schedule white space into your day and week. This is time that is completely unscheduled, without agenda, obligation, or a goal to achieve. It could be a leisurely walk without your phone, staring out the window, doodling, listening to music without specific intent, or simply allowing your mind to wander. This nothingness is where creativity often sparks, where insights emerge, and where your nervous system can truly decompress and reset. Because the ultimate truth is this: if you burn out, if your energy reserves are completely depleted, you cannot show up for anyone, not for your work, not for your loved ones, and most importantly, not even for yourself. Prioritizing your energy is the ultimate act of self-preservation and sustained high-quality performance. Emotional habits that maintain balance. Even if you have the most meticulously designed system, the clearest priorities, and perfect focus tools, without the right emotional habits, without training your internal landscape, real balance will always collapse. These habits are the glue that holds your framework together, the internal shifts that make your external strategies sustainable. Here are 3 crucial emotional shifts to master. The power of no. This is perhaps the single most impactful word in your work life balance vocabulary. Every single time you say yeses to something that is misaligned with your priorities, your energy, or your boundaries, you are by default saying no to your health, your peace of mind, your personal growth, and often your most important relationships. Saying no isn't rude, selfish, or indicative of a lack of ambition. It is, in fact, an incredibly wise and powerful act of self-respect and strategic alignment. It protects your capacity for what truly matters. Learn to say no gracefully, but firmly, without over-explaining or apologizing excessively. Use phrases like, "My plate is full right now, but thank you for thinking of me. I can't commit to that right now, but perhaps in a future time frame. I need to prioritize IXEZ this week, so I won't be able to take on Goichi." The more you practice, the easier it becomes, and the more respected your boundaries will be. Wangtui, permission to rest. This is a profound internal battle for many of us, especially in cultures that glorify busyness and measure worth by constant productivity. We often feel that rest must be earned through exhaustion, or that it's a luxury only afforded to those who are less dedicated. This is a dangerous lie that leads directly to burnout. Rest is not a reward. It is a fundamental requirement. It is as essential to your performance and well-being as breathing and eating. Your body and mind need active recovery and stillness to function optimally, to consolidate learning, and to replenish resources. You are absolutely, unequivocally allowed to close your laptop without feeling a shred of guilt. You are allowed to leave work at work, creating a clean, healthy distinction between your professional self and your personal life. You are allowed to simply exist without the constant pressure to be productive, to achieve, or to perform. Give yourself this permission daily, consciously. It's non-negotiable for your long-term success and happiness. Nudge. Stop performing. Start living. This goes to the core of your identity and purpose. So many of us mistakenly intertwine our self-worth with our professional output. We become our job title, our latest quarterly report, our to-do list, our latest achievement. But you are so much more than that. You are a complex, multifaceted human being, not a productivity machine designed solely for output. When you live in constant performance mode, perpetually seeking external validation through work achievements, you gradually lose touch with the richness of life outside of work. You neglect the parts of yourself that make you uniquely you, your creativity, your relationships, your spirit, your joy. This habit encourages you to consciously detach your identity from your work results. Reconnect with your hobbies, your passions, your curiosity, your spiritual practices. Invest in relationships not for networking, but for genuine connection and love. Remind yourself that your inherent value is not tied to your latest promotion or the size of your paycheck. When you stop performing and start truly living, your work actually becomes more authentic, more creative, and ultimately more impactful because it's fueled by a whole, healthy, and energized person. Let's wrap this powerful conversation with a clear and empowering truth. Balance isn't something you magically find out there like a lost item. It's something you actively, courageously, and consistently build. Daily. Consciously. Courageously. And building it means making intentional choices. And it means choosing depth over hustle, focusing on quality, meaning, and true impact over sheer quantity of hours. It means fiercely protecting your peace over chasing endless performance, understanding that a calm, well-rested mind is your greatest asset. And it means fundamentally redefining success to include not just external achievements, but also your internal sanity, your joy, your vibrant health, and your overall well-being. This is your life. It is not a rehearsal for some distant, perfect future. It is not a dress run for a better tomorrow. This is the show. And you, my friend, are the director, the lead actor, and the scriptwriter. So, starting today, don't just survive your week. Design it. Don't just work hard. Live fully. This is Inspire 7 helping you step out of the exhausting cycle of survival mode and into a beautiful, balanced, and profoundly fulfilling life you truly deserve. Outro music fades in and swells, then gently fades out.